in all Avery Trust.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Footballbets4u Podcast episode number 6 of season 4. Lads, we've become very disrespectful to that opening little theme song there. We keep talking over it every week, so I'm just going to write it back in. Like,
every week, that's the first week.
No, Connor gave a little "oh yeah" last week, I believe.
Oh.
Lads, we're going to be looking at the prem fixtures for this week. We've one or two little questions / opinions. I lied to everybody when I said last week we were going to be looking at Burnley's kits. So, Paddy, you'll be delighted to know we're not looking at Burnley's kits this week.
What kits are we looking at?
We're looking at Brighton's. So Brighton are actually the next team on the list, so we're looking at them. And we have a few bets as well, lads. Lads, we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to go on to Friday Night Football, Newcastle and Leeds. 8 o'clock, 2-1 for Newcastle. 13-5 for the draw and 5-4 for Leeds. How do you see this one going?
I actually think this will be a decent enough game. Leeds were out without any points this season. Real fear of second season syndrome, but Newcastle are probably one of the better teams for Leeds to face. They will attack.
Yeah, I was going to say, Leeds have 2, don't they?
2 draws. I'm already off to a flyer here, and I'm only in left. We're not even 2 minutes into this podcast.
45 seconds.
No, not even 2 minutes gone. Well, Leeds are going to get their first win.
Got people. We didn't rehearse this.
So Leeds hopefully to get their first win against Newcastle. Newcastle will attack. I think Leeds will have enough defensively, and hopefully they can get back to winning ways.
Obviously conceding a lot of goals. Newcastle are against the likes of United, conceding 4, conceding 2 against Southampton, and conceding 2 against Villa. Do you think how do you see them turning it around defensively? Like, do you see you don't see them being able to improve? Do you think that has to become a tactical thing where they change their style of play, or do you just think the players just need to tighten up a little bit? Like,
well, I think they've already played United and Liverpool. That's 50% of their games, so they've already faced half of the top 4. So I think it's probably a bit harsh on them as well. Now they're -7 goal difference. Now I'm looking at the table here, so that's definitely a statistic that is correct. That is my new tactic. So look, I think it's going to get better for them, but I think with the first 4 games, it's just not looking great. But consider they have already played United and Liverpool, so I'll give them a bit of a break defensively.
Fair enough. Connor, what do you reckon this one? Think this will be a good game? Leeds are favourites. Would you have them as favourites?
I probably would, yeah. I think we always looked at Leeds' big weakness being expansive teams, like how United played against them, how Liverpool played against them last week, as a struggle. I think Newcastle won't have that same go forward about them. Newcastle aren't going to finish this game with 60-70% of the possession of the ball. They're probably going to have less of it than Leeds, and that's where it's going to suit Leeds. And just how poor they've been at the back so far. I know Water said they have played a couple of the top 4. When you look at the types of goals they're conceding goals that they have possession of the ball inside their final third, and they're losing the ball and they're getting counter-attacked so quickly. I think Leeds do that so well that I can see them scoring a lot of goals. It's just whether or not Newcastle can outscore them with the front 2, really. And they are firing, in fairness. Callum Wilson's playing well. Waters may say Maximum playing very well as well. So
love him.
I think Leeds have enough to kind of brush them aside early on, I think.
Yeah. Paddy, what do you make of this one? Do you think this will be a good game?
Yeah, actually I do, because if I'm correct, I don't think either of them have a win this season.
Let's look that up.
No, but see, he said if I'm correct. He didn't say it. Wrong.
He didn't categorically go, neither of them have a win.
30 shots on target.
On target.
Yeah. No, I'm right. Yeah, I'm right.
No, you are, Paddy. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll both be wanting to get a win out of this. I can see if it wasn't that situation, I would have said a bit of a draw. Looking at it, considering the results, but I just do feel that Newcastle might nick this one. At home, I don't think the result last week really done them any. It was not a true reflection of the game. I thought Newcastle actually didn't play too bad against United.
Two unlucky goals. Ronaldo, like kind of two keeper mistake from Ronaldo.
Yeah, they were strong looking defensively, other than the mistakes. Like I think with a lesser team, they can pick up a few points this year, and then up front on the counter, they've obviously got a few talented players. So yeah, I'm going to go Newcastle, maybe 2-1 and maximum for the first goal scorer.
Okay, give us a score prediction, Connor.
3-1 Leeds, and I'll go with Tyler Roberts. Go back into the team.
Okay, more.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds with Ayling to score.
Okay, lads, I've sat on the fence here. I've gone with a 2-2 draw, and I think St. Maximum's going to score. I'm contemplating bringing him into fantasy football this week. He's still very cheap for someone that's kind of doing a lot and getting a lot involved for Newcastle. So
I brought him in because Antonio's out.
Yeah, except he was sent off.
Yeah.
I was going to bring, so I was in this predicament as well, where like I was going to bring Antonio out, but he's only going to be gone for one game. So I'm kind of thinking I'll just probably hold on to him and
yellow card, wasn't it?
Just leave him on the bench. So he comes back in for the following week. So I'm trying to get another striker that will play. So I think St. Maximum's a good option. So lads, we're going to move on to the next one. 12:30 on Saturday, Wolves and Brentford. So Wolves are 10-11, 9-4 for the draw, and 7-2 for Brentford. Connor, Wolves not a bad price at 10-11. What do you think of that price?
I mean, the price I think matches the form really. Yeah, they got a good win last week, and they're still not conceding very many goals. But do they have enough really to go on and to win these games? They should be picking up points. You would have said this time last year, Wolves going out against a newly promoted side, there wouldn't be any issue that they'd blow past them, but they still don't look convincing. They've obviously went on the back of a few losses in a row and then got a win against a very poor Watford side last week. So I think that's where they are, the price that they are. I do still think they're favourites in the game, and as I said, they're not conceding, so they're obviously doing something right at the back with the back 3/back 5. You know, they do seem solid there. So I'll go Wolves to nick it. I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I'm going to say 1-0, and I'm going to go with Neves to score.
Okay. Water, before we move on, we've Shane Kavanagh here. Ask Water about my Insta statement today. What's this in relation to?
For fuck's sake. I'll pull it up here because he just made an outrageous statement that deserves to be corrected. I think he put up on his Insta story today.
Now, just for the record, Shane is related to War, so it seems to run in the family that about making outrageous statements.
Yeah, that are not correct. The key fact is that they're not correct.
Hold the question section.
So what he said was, right, that Mo Salah is the best player to play in the Premier League since 2000. Since the year 2000. Absolutely.
No, that's no.
Like absolutely.
In the last kind of
21 years,
he's been one of the most consistent players. But to go back that far and then talk about being the best player, I don't think.
Like I name dropped Drogba, Aguero, Ronaldo.
Is he talking about striker or just player?
No, just player. Yaya Toure.
So
He breaks records every season. He's the best player in the Prem for the last 21 years. And he's been the key reason why Liverpool have dominated since 2016. Well, for dominating, one Premier League and one Champions League. Ronaldo has 3 Premier Leagues and a Champions League. Yeah.
Premier League.
Right, we might come back to that one. What do you make of this match, Wolves and Brentford? What's going on? Go through it quickly. We'll fly through the shitter matches. This one isn't fucking great. Yeah. So give us a quick analysis and then.
I really like Wolves. Like Wolves deserve the result.
They're my favorite animal.
Yeah. I would have said something stupid like mammal, and someone would have cracked me. They're not a mammal.
Yeah.
But they are they are playing well. They were just very unlucky the first few games. Like against United, they deserved to win that match, let alone, and like nowhere near deserved losing it. I think Traore needs to develop an end product. If they can get him with an end product, they could be up pushing kind of top six. No, I'm not going to say top six. I'm going to 6, 7, 8. They could push up to, but they need that. They need goals and they need assists, and I just see where they're lacking. But they are playing very well. I'm going to go for a Wolves win and go 2-1, and I'm going to go with Traore. I'm going to back them to get a goal and an assist in the game.
Okay, Paddy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's been a false start for Wolves. I think they're much better than their league position. I can see a Wolves win. I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to go for Jimenez to score first.
Okay, nice. And yeah, lads, I've gone with a Wolves win myself. I've gone with 2-1, and I've also said Jimenez. So, yeah, I think Wolves all round. Don't see Brentford getting too much away. I haven't really been too impressed with Brentford. I thought I was expecting a little bit more from Ivan Toney. He's been fucking talking a big game. Scored about 1 goal, I think, since he's come up. Hasn't really stood out. Like you usually have, like even the likes of say, Pukki from the first time Norwich came up. You can see he was even scoring a couple of goals, but Toney just doesn't seem to be doing it. So look, we'll give him a few more games, see how it goes against kind of poorer opposition. Then we'll kind of make our judgments. But for me, Brentford haven't really been great so far. Right, lads, we're going to move on to the next game. 3:00 Saturday, Burnley and Arsenal. Burnley are 14-5. The draw is 12-5, and Arsenal are evens. Paddy, what do you think of this one? We've spoke a little bit about Arsenal already this season. How bad of a start they've had. They had a win in their last game, but not a very convincing win. A 1-0 win against Norwich. I think when we were guessing the score, we were all thinking it was going to be a rout and it was going to be about 4-5-0. What do you make of them? And I don't know, like what do you think there?
I just think their confidence is absolutely through the floor, and I think this is the worst type of team for Arsenal to be facing.
Yeah.
I actually don't think Arsenal have a hope this weekend against this team. I'm going to go for Burnley all day long. Arsenal are a joke, an absolute joke. If I was a supporter of Arsenal, I'd be devastated, absolutely devastated. I'd probably stop liking football. It's that bad, like they're relegation fucking fodder. Like it's ridiculous. I'm going to go for a Burnley win, but again, Burnley aren't exactly going to set the world alight, so it's going to be a tight win. I'm going to go for maybe 1-0 and Chris Wood to score. Okay,
Connor.
Yeah, I watched actually the start of the Arsenal game last week, and for the first 30 minutes, they're as impressive as I've seen Arsenal in the last 5 or 6 years. And then after 30 minutes, Norwich got a chance, team of Pukki at the outside of the post, and they fell off a fucking cliff for the next 60 minutes. Like, they couldn't get it going again after half time. Back to the wall stuff, it was like they were scrambling for a win away to City or away to Liverpool or away to Chelsea or something. It was like that level, but they're obviously playing bottom of the league, Norwich on 0 points. It's bizarre. I agree with Paddy. I think the last thing they want to see is a big physical fucking Sean Dyche diagonal balls into the box, Chris Wood up front. That's the last thing they want to face. Again, I don't think it's going to be pretty. I can see them nicking something out of it, so I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, and I'm going to say Chris Wood to score.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with the lads here. I think it's probably the worst fixture that Arsenal can have. Ben White is nowhere near a physical centre-half. You have Gabriel in there, back in with him. That looks like that's going to be their essential defence partnership going forward, but even again, he didn't light up the season last year. It doesn't really look like someone that's going to be dominant. I think corners are going to be really bad for Arsenal here. As corners and set pieces have been poor for Arsenal for probably the last 6 or 7 years. So I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley, and I'm going to go Ben Mee to score.
That's not actually gone the other way. I've gone with Arsenal to win this one. I just think a club of that size, not saying that they're actually fucking doing well at the moment, but I always just think that them clubs always manage to find their way back up to kind of the top half of the table and the top kind of 6, or let's say for Arsenal's case 8. So I think they're going to start doing it. They are going to start picking up points against the likes of these teams. I think anyway. And I think this is probably going to be one where it's again, like Paddy, like you were saying, it's not going to be a team they want to play, but I think they know the shit they're in. Unless the players completely have turned against Arteta and don't play for him at all. Like I can't see Arteta getting much longer there. Like the Arsenal fans will shout as loud as they can on that Arsenal TV, and they know they're being heard because it's absolute fucking comedy goals, and it hits every time they do something that goes viral, and they know the fucking that's getting back to the owners. So I'm going with Arsenal on this one, lads. I am going to say a tight game. I'm going to say a 2-1 win for Arsenal. And I'm going to go with Aubameyang to score because he did score the weekend. So hopefully he can kind of continue on his little form there. But I think evens for Arsenal don't often get it, especially against a team like Burnley. So I'm going to jump on it when I can. Probably not the best time, but sure, look, take these chances in life. Right, lads, we're going on to the next one. Liverpool and Palace. So 1-5 for Liverpool, 11-2 for the draw, and 12-1 for Palace. Massive price for Palace. Conor, coming to you, obviously being the Liverpool fan, what do you make of this one? Obviously, look, Palace getting a very surprising 3-0 win against Spurs. I don't think any of us thought that was going to happen. They always have them kind of players like Zaha and stuff like that who can kind of turn it on, but just don't do it enough. I'm not sure if you've seen, but they have a new striker called Edward, and he came on and he scored 2 goals straight away. So he looks good. What do you think for this game for Liverpool? Do you think they're going to just bash them anyway?
I think they need to not let it get to the same way that Spurs let that game get to, where they let moment players take over. The likes of Zaha, Edward is a moment player, and they gave Palace 3 or 4 chances in that game, and basically they converted them. I know Palace went on to dominate the kind of the last 5-10 minutes then because they were already a goal up and a man up. But if you give them the chances, they will score, in fairness to them, and they did last week. I didn't see it coming myself. I've been very convinced with Liverpool so far in the league. I think they are back playing good football. The team selection last night against AC Milan, I didn't get to see the game because I was too busy out running the show and the spa well myself. But the team selection was surprising. I think the team selection is what almost let them down in the end. But no, I can see Liverpool putting Palace to the sword early on, so these moment players can take over basically towards the last quarter of the game. So I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool, and I'm going to go with, based on his 11 shots last week and his 1 goal, I'm going to go Sadio Mane. He wasn't as bad as he was last week against Leeds.
Outrageous. Right, so we do have a question in the question section there related to Liverpool, so we'll hold off on that one. We've only got one more game after this, and then we'll be into that. So, how do you see this one going with Liverpool? Think they'll dominate this game? Yeah,
I think they do. I think they are probably up 90-95% of the force they were when they won the league. We've watched them a few times, and like they've just been so efficient. They're like, Salah is a great player. He's scoring goals. Trent is on form again. I think Thiago came in the last game or the game before and really played well, really controlled the pace of the game. They have big players and some of them are on form. And if you can get Sadio Mane scoring 20-odd goals a season as well, you can... Don't know what Conor was laughing at there. All right.
Okay. I would imagine he's laughing at this. But the hatred I have at Divock Origi.
Big Cockarigi.
Big Cockarigi, yeah. I lost me train of cock.
Train of cock. He's got it on the brain now.
Yeah. It's going to be an easy Liverpool win. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool with Salah to score.
Nice one. Paddy, what do you reckon?
Well, I watched the Crystal Palace game last week. They were very convincing. But again, Tottenham just didn't really show up either. You know, the player sent off, deservedly so. Liverpool had the bad injury last week, so you'd wonder, will they miss? Like, he was playing every game this year so far, wasn't he?
Yeah. Who was it?
Harvey Elliott,
is it?
Harvey Elliott.
Yeah, he started every game, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he didn't play the first game, but he played since. He played 3.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, so look, he must have been doing a job there, you know. Van Dijk didn't play last night, did he?
No, Joe Gomez played.
That wasn't true injury, was it?
No. He was rested. He was on the bench.
Just rested. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I can't really look past Liverpool. If it was anyone else with Palace after the win they had last week, I might say they have a chance, but Liverpool just seem too strong for and Anfield as well. So I'm going to go for a Liverpool win 2-0, and I'm going to go for Salah to score first.
Okay. Yeah, lads, I think it's going to be pretty dominating for Liverpool. I think they're probably going to control most of the game. I think it's going to be pretty convincing. I don't think Palace are going. I think what will happen is Liverpool will probably score an early goal and knock the wind out of sails. Like, obviously, the Anfield crowd are going to be kind of behind them as well, which is just going to kill the momentum for Palace. So I'm going to say a 4-1 win for Liverpool, and I'm going to say Salah to score. Score 2 actually. So I'm going to bring him in as captain, I'd say. Well, actually, I had a captain last week as well. Right, we'll move on to the next one, lads. Man City and Southampton. So City 1-8. The draw is 15-2, and Southampton 18-1, lads. Paddy, what do you think of this one here? How do you see this one going? Obviously, Man City 1-8, massive favourites against Southampton. See them Southampton doing anything at all?
If they don't have if City don't have their fans in the stadium, I don't think they'll get a result. Like, you know, Pep was crying out for them last night. He was. That was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for such a big club. Champions League final.
Yeah, absolutely.
League winners.
Yeah, I'd say he's sickened by the fans. But like, then I heard one of the fans coming out in TalkSport, and he was saying, like, look, we're all working class people. The price of the tickets are just too much to be going to the empty head. I don't know how much is actually true in that, or where
think all the money comes from for all these big wages. They'll be crying about Jack Grealish not being signed, and they won't go in and fucking pay to see the team.
Yeah. You can't look past City here though. They're just scoring for fun this season, and they had the bad result in the first game, but since then they've just looked solid. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win for City and Gabriel Jesus to score first. Didn't I say Jesus or Jesus there?
So he said both of them.
Yeah,
he said Jesus.
He said that Jesus. What do you reckon?
It's going to be a City whitewash. I could see this being 4-0 City with Grealish grabbing 2. I don't think there's much to talk about. Like, City have been on form, even without a striker. Grealish has been playing well. Did another good result midweek. I know they conceded 3 goals, with your man getting a hat-trick, but it was kind of their second string team as well. So look, it's going to be all City. 3-0 City, Grealish to score.
Okay, and Connor?
Yeah, I can't look past City either. I can't see them conceding though. I can see Southampton getting something and maybe getting something early on, and then City just coming back and just cleaning up. So I'm going to go 4-1 City, and I'm going to go with Bernardo Silva. He's been in a bit of form so far this season.
Yeah, for someone that was like really highly expected to leave, he's playing very well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to say the same. Yeah, he's quality, yeah. Very similar to David Silva. Like, he's actually still only young enough. Like, I think he's, 26 or something? I actually thought he was a lot older than that. I'm pretty sure he's like 26 around that age. I'm going to say the same, lads. I think it's going to be a pretty convincing win for Man City. I'm going to say a 3-0 win for City. And I am going to say Grealish to score. I think he's just hitting that bit of form now. Lads! I never done me fucking
You never did the
intro.
fucking... you didn't. No.
Sake, you never done the graphic. That's embarrassing. Right, lads,
I thought you were going to say you didn't say good dogging, but...
Okay. Right, we're moving into the next thing, lads, which is... I'm fucking sick over that now.
Can I just say that was your cleanest ever transition you've done?
Was it?
You weren't scrambling around for ages. You just clicked it and it was on.
Right, lads, we have one question, we have one statement, and then I have one comment that I want to read out from somebody as well. So
can we call it a section if there's only one question?
Yes. I'll give you a question.
Just like the question section. It's not questions.
Did you just ask a question? Right, lads. The first one is from John Gal _5. your thoughts on Liverpool making no signings and still looking this good? Connor, will come to you. What do you think of this statement here, or this question? Do you think that they have enough to get them through the whole season? Personally, I think they're going to struggle around Christmas time. If you look at their squad, we know they have probably one of the best 11s in Europe. But when you look at their depth, it's not really there, is it?
No, not at all. And I think the thing that was thrown out yesterday was, before the Liverpool game, I was watching the Virgin Media Sport build-up, and as shocking as he is, Brian Kerr stepped up and said, is Naby Keita quality enough to win a Premier League title as a starting midfielder? And if you lose one of the midfielders now, the Harvey Elliott's gone, and we don't know how long he's going to be gone for. He underwent an operation there 2 days ago. I don't think Naby Keita is to the quality to win a Premiership or a Champions League or major.
But it's Harvey Elliott.
No, not either. That was the whole thing. I said that 3 weeks ago. And you said, who's Harvey Elliott? He's your man who's out injured. But that's like what the Liverpool squad are falling back on. They haven't got that cover. So at the moment, Liverpool do look good because, except for Elliott, touch wood, they haven't lost any of the major players, and he wouldn't have been a major player coming into the start of the season. If they lose someone in the centre-half position again, if they lose the goalkeeper, if they lose any of the front three, really, Liverpool will be back where they were last year and struggling, which is why I thought they needed not to add 100 million or 80 million worth of quality in each position, but I thought there would have been a couple of shrewd signings for 30 million across the board for a centre-half, which they got in Kanate, grand bit of cover, a midfielder, because Henderson is known for injuries, Thiago is known for injuries, Keita is known for injuries, Fabinho is known for injuries, and then one to cover the front three, because obviously Firmino is injured at the moment, but he's also out of form. You have Jota stepping in, and if one of those front three go at the moment, like, it's curtains.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
to come in.
Big cockerigi, like, and that's what Klopp came out and said last night. He's like, we didn't get the offer that we wanted for him. And I was like, yeah, but he hasn't played. No one's going to come and offer you 30 million for Origi when he sat on the bench. He scored some important goals, but he's only seen 12 games in the last 2 years. Like, no one's going to come in with a 25 million quid offer for him. So I don't know what they were expecting on that.
Delusional to think that, isn't it?
It's just, I don't know if it was delusional or not, or if he didn't get it, and because the club didn't want to sell him for that low, and he was trying to boost Origi's confidence to say, you're not a 10 million pound player that West Ham put a bid in for you. You're worth more, just to try help the lad's confidence. I don't know. But I'm just afraid that they're going to get an injury somewhere along the line. It happens to every team. I think Liverpool are one of the least ready for it, basically.
Yeah. Or what do you think? Like, do you think they have the depth? Like, do you think they can pull in? Look, you can get big performances out of little players when there's bigger players around them. Do you think this is kind of something Liverpool can do, or do you think it's just the talent that's on that bench just is not good enough?
No, I don't think it's decent to a standard, but decent to win the league against a powerhouse Man City and a powerhouse Chelsea. Definitely not. Like, if you look at City's bench and Chelsea's bench compared to Liverpool's bench, there's a stark difference.
Yeah.
I think it's poor planning on their side, because they let Shaqiri go. Like they knew they were this thin in terms of the areas.
That's funny, because Shaqiri is anything but thin.
Get the biggest toys in football.
But in terms of, like, where's your planning? Where's your planning for this? You know he's going. You've seen what happened when you got so many injuries. So where was the change? Like, I can't.
That just comes down to the owners, does it?
I think it's the owners. It's the people below him. It's whether Klopp. Well, I'm assuming Klopp would have wanted reinforcements. So it's anything from above Klopp to the owners. It's somewhere in that level. It has to be. Because if you went to Klopp, he's not going to say, no, I'm happy with the squad I have. No way is he ever going to say he's happy with the squad.
Yeah. Paddy, what do you think? Do you think that, like, Liverpool have kind of, I don't know, like, not run their course as such, but, like, do you think that squad is going to do anything in the future, like, without kind of really investing?
This is a massive, massive season for Liverpool, and I think for them to be up there or abouts at the end of the season, I think they're going to require a lot of luck. If they do stay injury free, great. But then they're still going to have to rotate players. And I think Liverpool's big issue, and what happened last year with Liverpool was they lost a couple of games on the bounce. And when you lose your confidence, and I think Klopp's teams play a lot on confidence. You know, like he gets them so up. And then you can see when the pressure's on, when they start losing a couple of games, and that's when around the Christmas time, if they can lose a game and react and come back the next game, they'll be okay for the season. But I think if they lose 2 games in the trot, you might start seeing a few cracks coming into the club. And that's when things might fail because of the lack of depth in the squad. I think it's really is a gamble. I can't believe a club of Liverpool's size, being in the Champions League, couldn't go to the bank, whether they had the money there, but whether they couldn't go to the bank and say, look, we want 80 million to buy 2 players. You know, they're Premier League champions 2 years ago. You know, this isn't a small club. I think it's ridiculous that they didn't sign, considering
where has that money gone that they won the league with? Like, because you get, 60, 70 million or something for winning the league?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
they lost a lot of money during COVID. A lot of clubs did. But these are shrewd businessmen. They came in and they turned Liverpool around into, you know, one of the best teams in the world. Yeah. So they must see, have they gotten what they want out of them now? Like, have they lost interest a little bit? This is what I'm starting to think, because why wouldn't you invest in your team? It's speculate to accumulate. You know, they spend the money to get the results. And if it doesn't work this season, it will all come back on the owners. And after the Super League last year as well, Liverpool fans will not be happy.
I think it's like it's one of the things where they've got their fingers in so many pies that, like, it's hard to stay motivated to invest everywhere. So they've got, is it the Red Sox they own? They won, if I'm not mistaken, they won the series. The Super Bowl. They won the series.
That sounds like something I'd say.
I'm just getting in there before you, so you wouldn't.
Yeah. Just paving you. So look, I just think it's a one of these things. You've got your fingers in too many pies. You have a great 11 there. You're kind of. It's almost like that person that you work with, and the boss kind of just lets them go off and do the simple job, and they hear nothing from them, and they know, like, they're not causing any trouble, they're not doing anything wrong. You just kind of let them be, but they pay no attention to what's going on. And to me, that just seems like what's happening with Liverpool, where the owners are kind of just like, right, just let Liverpool go there, see how they get on this year, and then we'll make decisions. When the fucking crowd start shouting and saying they want us out, we'll start maybe throwing 50 or 60 million in and buy a fucking player to shut them up. Like,
the key will be if the sporting director Michael Edwards steps away or not. So Michael Edwards is the brains behind Liverpool being in profit from a transfer window. Basically, he's the reason why Barcelona now owe Liverpool another 20 million quid because of Coutinho playing 100 games for them. That was something that he just packed on. There was rumours came out in August that he was walking, and he came out and said, "For the moment, I'm happy." So I think the disconnect is between, say, the management side of the club, Edwards, and then between Edwards and whoever is above him. I think that's where the disconnect is. And if he walks away from the club, which, judging by his comments, he's threatened to do in January or in the summer, I think that will show where that issue lies and where on that kind of scale it actually falls to.
Question for you, Connor. Question for you. If
it is the question section, Paddy.
Yeah. I thought I'd fill it up, beef it up a little bit.
Teach your own words now.
End of season. Klopp's a winner. When he didn't get backed by his last club, ended badly. How long do you think Klopp will give Liverpool without being backed before not getting sacked? Because he won't get sacked. I don't think he will. But before he goes, I'm out here. Because it must be frustrating for him as a manager. And it's not as if he'll be short of jobs. He can take his pick. So do you think end of the season, if he doesn't get promises going into the summer of serious money to reinvest in the squad, he's like, I'm out here?
I think there's only one scenario where Klopp walks away in the summer, and that's if Liverpool don't fight tooth and nail to keep Mo Salah. If Liverpool let Mo Salah walk, I'm not saying give the fella £500,000 is apparently what he's asked for in the paper. I'm not saying give it to him, but they don't try to meet him somewhere in the middle or somewhere on that higher end where he deserves to be paid in relation to other players in the league. No one deserves that amount of money. But
I know what you mean.
If they don't make an effort to meet him somewhere there because of his age or because of the amount of money it is, he's going to have an issue. But I think we touch on this a lot on the podcast. I don't think Klopp walks away from things. He lets his contract run out and he goes on gardener's leave. He takes a sabbatical. I don't see him renewing his contract in 2024. So at the end of the 23-24 season, he will not renew his contract at Liverpool. He could win the Premier League for the next 3 years until then and everything that was available to him. I still think he walks away. I don't think he walks away before then unless the board start going against his current players. And so far they haven't.
Have much longevity, do you think? I mean, in terms of like, do you think they're building for the future as well with the youth? Like, I know they have a couple of young players coming in and all, but realistically, it's a bit of an aging team, Liverpool, isn't it? Like, in terms of they're at the prime, a lot of the players.
Yeah, they're definitely not. They're not building for 5 years' time.
Yeah.
You can say it all they want, and there is some good players coming through. But
everyone wants to build for the future, but that's a myth. Like you cannot build for a future.
Of course you can.
Like how though? Because your best players
have always done it for a decade, 2 decades.
You're always going to have your best players at the age of 28, 29, 30, whatever they may be. But
yeah, but you have a core of like your players at their peak. So say the spine of the team, and then around that you rotate.
Yeah, but you're going to purchase. You're still going to purchase players in the meantime. Like so, when you lose them prime players, you're going to purchase. So this whole thing of bringing everyone up through the youth. And
I'm not talking about the ranks. I'm even talking about buying.
Just buying young players in general. Yeah, right, fair enough. I thought you meant as in coming up through ranks. No. Players from youth. Right, fair enough then.
No, I just meant the future.
That's a myth that we all dream of, like where we all bring our youngsters up from the under 21s and they're fucking brilliant. Like, but
I'm saying buying a couple of 21, 22-year-olds.
Yeah,
you know.
I think. I don't know what he has to work with in the war chest, like basically. So he went out, he bought Kanate, 21-year-old French centre half, in a position that they probably need cover in. As I said earlier on, or I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't see him featuring a lot this season, but he's definitely one for the future. He's got the physical attributes to match the likes of Van Dijk. I don't know if he has the brain for it or not. I've not really seen him play, to be honest. But if he has to sell to invest, he's going to have to sell more bodies than he can buy. So that was the likes of getting rid of Shaqiri, getting rid of Marco Grujic, getting rid of all these players for 8, 9, 10 million. And they drum up 45 million this summer, and they bought one player for 28 million. So I don't know where does that surplus go into his kitty now for January or for next year? Does it go straight back into the Yanks' pockets, who have already profited over 100 million in gross transfers off of Liverpool? Like, they're in a net since they came in, because they sold Torres, they sold Suarez for lots and lots of money. So he's not exactly getting that back to spend, and I can see why he will get frustrated, but I just can't see him walking away from a contract. I can just see him letting that run out and then saying, right, see you later, and taking over Germany.
Lads, I'm going to move on from that. There's a good little debate there, so I'm going to just press on to the next things.
There's a comment there I want to cover off, Kyle. I don't know if you've seen it.
Okay. This one here. Yeah, from Shane Cameron. Water spends 10 years in college to get on doctor's wages and still uses the headset that comes with the box in the PS4. I mean, he's talking facts. He's talking straight up facts there, Water.
It doesn't change the bullshit that comes out of my mouth anyway, even if it was wrapped around the €100 piece headset.
Is that even your PlayStation 4 or is that Chris's?
It's my PlayStation 4 headset, but I do use Chris's PS4.
Lads, the next thing was from the podcast, man. Can you please stop the stupid fucking fashion show?
It's not a question, so we can't answer it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have
I'll answer that one.
No, it's not a question. I didn't see any question mark. Lads, another thing, I just wanted to just read out a comment because I was on Instagram and I just seen something. Look, this is kind of in regards to United last Tuesday. Obviously getting beaten 2-1 against Young Boys. So, lads, footballer Stephanie Roach, she just does a lot of punditry and stuff like that. She was obviously up for one of the Puskets Awards and stuff like that. So, she had put up. I just seen Sky Sports put up a thing where Paul Merson had said if that was Man City with 10 men, Young Boys wouldn't have touched the ball, which I 100% agree with. I think United managed that game poorly after getting a man sent off. So I seen a comment from her just there where she said he was spot on. So I asked her, I said, are you Ollie in or Ollie out? So she responded to us and she said, honestly, so these are her words. So she said, honestly, I love Ollie and what he's done for the club. He picked the team up when he needed a boost after Jose, but personally, I think he's taken United as far as he can. Tactically, he's been found out a few times now. For me, the Europa League final was a breaking point. His decisions were baffling. Depends on big players to get a result with a piece of magic, but where a tactical shift is needed, he seems to struggle big time. I don't like to be critical of a club legend and have said he needed time, but now I think it's clear for most to see that he's not up for it. So that's just
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, let us see that.
How do I show that?
How do you show it? Look at this delay. Type it up there, word for word.
Stephanie Roach there. Hold on, little.
Oh, it won't focus. You're in trouble.
Oh yeah, I can see that real clear. No, it's grand. It's her opinion. Fair play to her. I don't know who she is.
But that's I do like that.
She sat in the front row of the Podcast Awards there in 2018 beside Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi.
I don't watch them. Sorry.
So look, I just thought that was a good opinion and a good kind of response to something I asked her. Another thing that I wanted, Paddy. I don't gonna cover it.
We're not going to discuss it. We're not going to discuss the Saudi thing.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, okay. Right, fair enough. I'm making a question. So I'm going to put a question to you. I haven't got it planned, but I'm sure I can come up with them off the bat.
Probably just wanted to stir the pot with United fans, then just leave it.
Paddy.
Yeah.
You played against Young Boys, all right?
Right.
You went 1-0 up. Fantastic.
Yeah, I watched the match. Yeah.
Fantastic goal, fantastic ball from Fernandez. Good run from Ronaldo. Keeper maybe could have done a little better. Great pass though. So
come on, cut to the chase, buddy. Cut to the chase.
You went the player down, right? Maybe it wasn't a red card. Okay. Why can't you manage the game? Why can't you hold on? Right? Chelsea done it against Liverpool, right? One of the best teams in Europe, if not the world. And we went down to 10 men. The only reason they scored was because obviously they got the penalty from it. But we were able to hold them out for another, I think it was, 60 minutes? You just couldn't hold them out. You just couldn't hold Young Boys out.
That sounds so wrong.
We call them YBs.
Look, okay, this is where Solskjaer's inexperience did come into play. But I'm still not all out. And I'll tell you why. Because progression was made 2 seasons ago. Progression was made last season. The only improvement he can make on last season is winning trophies. If he doesn't win a trophy this year, he's gone. But I'm not going to judge him over one. I'm not going to judge him over this one game. I'm just not going to judge him. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Like the goals they got, it was a mistake by feckin' Lingard, which could happen to anybody. Like it was one of those games. And I'm not going to look too deeply into it. To be quite honest with you. If we get a run of 3 or 4 games...
Why would you? Well, you'd happily look deeply into Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick, wouldn't you?
What do you mean? No, I wouldn't say... Hold on a minute.
Everyone's saying,
you can't sack him over that. A player gets sent off. No, you can't.
That is just the icing on the cake.
Well, then you're fickle. As a supporter, you're fickle. As a Manchester United supporter. If you say Ole out already.
He's had Sancho. He's invested in Sancho. He's invested in Varane.
What's this got to do with one game? We had a player sent off, and then they got a lucky goal.
And then he took Ronaldo off.
If that had been 1-1, if that game had been 1-1, okay, then we would have been saying, okay, it would have been kind of glossed over, okay, down to 10 players. They got a lucky goal in the last minute.
He didn't take Ronaldo off early enough.
They took Ronaldo off. They took Fernandez
didn't take Ronaldo off early enough.
No, he didn't take him off early enough.
No, he should have got
Yeah,
He's
but
not
some
exactly
people were
gonna do
saying they should. But some
run
people
for
were
it.
saying then they shouldn't have took him off at all because he was a threat,
Shouldn't
which I don't agree with.
have taken
So
him.
like, you can't do wrong for right in a game like this. This was just a fucking disaster after disaster. The first game of the year, like if we get through the group stages now, it'll be forgotten about. It'll be forgotten about, and we probably will get through the group stages. I'd
No,
be
he's
fairly
100%
confident.
will, but I just think I don't think
And
that.
it'll be forgotten about. I think it's way blown out of proportion.
I'm gonna pull this comment up because I think it's one of the best comments we've ever had into the show. Bruno's pass was a Collie Sparwell special, and I want to say that again because I don't want anybody talking. Bruno's pass was a Collie Sparwell special, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
You should have seen
Well,
him
Shane,
last
I'm
night,
loving your
Shane.
work.
Fucking hell.
Loving your work.
Who was the pass to?
Chris making that big run.
Lads, look, we'll cover Ollie again when he loses next week. But Paddy, actually, one thing I do want to come to you too is you went to your first game with Paddy Jr. this week.
Yes. Went
Do you
to
want to tell us a
Shamrock
little bit
Rovers.
about that? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was always, I always supported United, but then the Irish League, I always thought, it's shocking and all. The quality is really poor. And I've always thought to myself, I'd love to live in the UK to be able to go to, a game once a week, with my local team, support them. I went down to the game last week and it was such a great experience. They hold, 6,000-7,000 people. There was only half allowed in because of the COVID, but the atmosphere was great. To be able to just ramble down the road, support your local club. And it was a decent quality of match, I have to say. That was his first ever match to bring him to go and see. It's what football was made for. It was brilliant.
I have the video here. If you want me, we can show the video and we can have a look at the video if you want.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think this is brilliant. I think it's just a great moment in terms of like someone, a young kid kind of just coming up, his first game at a match, his reaction to a goal. I think it's a brilliant video. So I really like it. So I'm gonna just share it with the folk at home here. Hold on, we'll bring it up. Big screen. So for anyone that's listening on Spotify, this isn't gonna make sense to you. So just go on to YouTube.
I don't
know if you're gonna hear the sound on this, are we?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you?
Can you hear the sound?
No.
What?
No.
Can't see the video either.
It's very jumpy. No, it's not coming through proper.
Yeah, you fucked that one up, Collie.
Yeah, it's not.
Your intentions were right though.
You could probably just play it on your phone and hold it up to the screen.
Yeah, I could do that. I'll do that because I do want to get just the sound in it as well because I think it's really good. So I have it on the Instagram page for anyone that kind of wants to see it on the Instagram page.
I know it's something I'm gonna have forever.
You're frozen again. Is your young fella sounds ancient, Paddy?
That's me. I got so excited. Collie, it's all stopping all over the place.
Is it?
Yeah, check it out.
It must look shit on the screen. But look, anybody, I do highly recommend you go onto our page on Instagram and check that video out because I think it's a deadly video. So
it was an experience of a lifetime, and I'd recommend it to anybody to go and see. Even lads, we should all go down and do an Instagram live from a Shamrock Rovers game some night. All of us go down. Yeah. It would be good. It's great now, I have to say. It really is. It's good.
I was playing with Newt tomorrow night if anyone fancies it in the FAI Cup.
Rovers?
No, Rovers got knocked out by Bows. I was playing with Newt.
Nah, fuck that.
Poker night tomorrow.
Yes, poker night tomorrow. So, right, lads. Look, we're going to move away to the question section. One that Paddy said can't really call it a question section because we'll have to take us on.
I didn't say you can't call it.
You probably contributed the most to the whole section.
The question section.
Yeah. Right, lads. We're going back into the matches. So,
Brilliant.
I didn't use that the first time.
Class.
Right, lads, back on to Saturday's matches, 3 o'clock, Norwich and Watford. I just want to score a prediction on this, lads. Shocking match, 6-5 for Norwich, 23-10 for the draw, and 23-10 for Watford. What do you think score was?
1-1. Can't well the score.
Okay.
That's all I can contribute.
Okay. Connor.
Yeah, 2 worst teams in the league. 1-1 is Leicester.
Okay, and Paddy.
0-0.
0-0. Okay, and lads, I am going with a 1-0 draw.
Oh, that's
as well.
fair,
Going with 0-0. Oh, sorry, 1-0. And I'm going to say Pookie. I'm going to say Pookie to score at home. Right, we're moving on. 5:30, Aston Villa versus Everton. 7-5 for Villa, 23-10 for the draw, and 19-10 for Everton. Paddy, what do you think for this one here?
Yeah, Everton, get a couple of good results. Aston Villa taking a bit of time to settle without Grealish. I can see another Everton win here. Be tight though. I'd say it'd be 2-1 to Everton, and Calvert-Lewin score first.
Okay, nice one. And Connor?
Yeah, I agree with Paddy. Rafa at the reins, in fairness, at Everton so far, and not doing too badly with a below average squad, even for Everton standards. So I'm going to say 2-1 Everton as well. And I'm going to go with, just because of his outrageous goal fucking last week, I'm going to go Andros Townsend.
Yeah, it was fucking unbelievable, that goal. And Water, did you give me one?
No, I think it's going to be Everton, really liking how they're playing at the moment. I think Damari Gray has a new lease of life with Everton as well. So I'm going to go with 3-1 Everton with Damari Gray to score.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I haven't been too impressed with Villa this season, lads. I know they've signed a lot of attacking kind of players and stuff like that, but for me, I just still think that Everton are going to win this one. I think it'll be a tight enough game. I'm going to say a 1-0 win for Everton, and I'm going to go with Calvert-Lewin to score, because he's been pretty much fucking on form this season. So, right, lads, the next one we have is Brighton versus Leicester. 2:00 on Sunday. Brighton 13-8, and we will be admiring their kits in a few minutes. 11-5, and I will say, lads, I'm a big fan of the away kit. Draw 11-5, and Leicester are 17-10. Connor, how do you see this one going? 17-10, massive price for Leicester in this one. Would that tickle your fancy?
It probably would. Brighton not conceding too many goals. Shane Duffy back in the form he was in 2 years ago. In fairness to him, he went to Celtic. He had a fucking nightmare. Before he left. Yeah. He's been playing well so far this season in an Irish jersey as well as in a Brighton one. So, I can see Leicester probably. Did you just kiss the badge?
Yeah.
Was that in support of Stephen Kenny?
Just you saying Ireland. Made me kiss it. Stephen Kenny out. Chris Hughton has been sacked by Nottingham Forest. Get me in. FAI, you hear me now. Hit me now. Booyaka. Get Chris Hughton in immediately. That's all.
Scabby game, I think, though, still. I'm going to go 1-0 Leicester, and I'm going to go with Jamie Vardy.
Okay. Paddy?
Yeah. Leicester are going to win. And they're going to win convincingly, and they're going to win by 3-1. And Jamie Vardy's going to score first.
Okay, and what?
Didn't know what we were talking about there when you first.
It's going to be close, but I don't think Brighton will have enough to beat Leicester. I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester, and I'm going to go Tielemans to assist Vardy.
Okay. So you're giving us an assist and a couple. Nice. I've gone with Leicester to win as well, lads, and I think it'll be a 1-0 win. Don't think Brighton will score in this game, and I'm gonna go with Damari Gray to score because he's been fire. Right, lads, on to the second last game of the week. Sunday, 2:00, West Ham 10-3 versus Manchester United 3-4, and the draw is 29-10. What do you think in
this? Is no one gonna pull him up on that now? Damari Gray is gonna score for Leicester. Is no one's gonna say anything.
Who said it?
Cully did.
I thought it was me. I was shit.
No one's gonna pull that up. I was waiting for you to jump in, Water. Because Water gave him as a goal scorer in the game before that. And then Cully came in afterwards.
I don't know what you're talking about. We'll be clipping that, and I didn't say it. So,
I was waiting for you to dive in, Water, saying that was the same thing I said for Everton.
Didn't say that. No, don't know what you're talking about, lads. Right?
Clip it right now. Clip that shit.
See, the great thing about it is no one will ever know, because no one will ever watch this. So they'll only see it on the Instagram, so no one will ever clip it.
Paddy Coleman knows. Your dad knows. You're a shame.
Right, come on, let's get back to it. Water, what do you think?
It's probably the best time to play.
As soon as I said that, I was like, oh no.
I was looking at Water going, call him out on it. Call him out on it.
Water, sorry.
I think it's probably the best time to play West Ham because Antonio's suspended and they're playing midweek. They're only playing on Thursday. So, and I don't think West Ham probably have a big enough squad to survive midweek games and weekend games. So, look, the result for United was shocking. A lot of it was down to manager choice and substitutions and the inability of the midfield to hold or control the game.
Did the manager choose for Wan-Bissaka to make a stupid tackle? No,
but he chose to go 5. He chose to go 5 at the back, and which was the issue.
It's really should have just had. It's really 3 at the back.
It's 5. It's 5.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we didn't have a holding midfielder there to control the game. That's all we needed. We needed someone in there to pick up the ball, pass it left, get it back.
Because they didn't have enough holding midfielders. We have 2 every game.
No, I'm not talking about holding midfielder. I'm talking about controlling midfielder.
I mean, you just said holding midfielder.
You just said holding midfielder.
I wasn't listening to what I was saying.
What is going on here?
What? Short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So just to clear that up, or you wanted a controlling midfielder, not a holding midfielder?
Yeah, a controlling midfielder.
And we're not one of them now.
No, he doesn't control. Did you see him against Young Boys? He kept on trying to karate kick the ball about 6 feet in the air. We haven't got a player to do it. That's the thing. We have not got one player to do that. Paul Merson was right in terms of saying that City wouldn't have let them have the ball. They just would have passed it around. Why can't United control a game like that? They haven't got the ability to do it. West Ham are playing well, but they're midweek. They're playing today.
Now, you say they haven't got the ability to do it, but you're talking about some of the best players in the world at the moment. Like, you're talking about Fernandes, Pogba, Cristiano Ronaldo. You're talking about Harry Maguire, who's solid. Varane, one of the best defenders in the world. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who can play a pass. You're talking about Luke Shaw.
Whoa, hold on. I've said some ridiculous stuff, but you said Aaron Wan-Bissaka can play a pass now.
Well,
you relax there.
He can around the back. He can't cross the ball. But
he can pass backwards. That's what he can do.
Yeah, and then your wingers as well.
Saying he was watching can pass backwards.
God, look,
Jesse Lingard can pass backwards as well.
Sending off. We were absolutely in control of the game before.
But I want to know why you couldn't control it after it.
Because we had players sent off. Jesus.
So did Chelsea against Liverpool.
We're playing against a Champions League team. Like, these were unbeaten all season as well.
In the Swiss League.
Scoring for fun.
Steady on, Paddy. I can't believe you just said that as well.
Watch this one League of Ireland game. Thinks everyone's fucking Barcelona.
No, golly, you're frozen there. Some funny faces. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's being blown way out of proportion. Like, it's not. We didn't lose against like Arsenal or something. For fuck's sake.
Fair enough. So, what are you, Ollie in or Ollie out? I just want to ask that question.
I'm Ollie in, but in terms of, I would like to see a change in substitutions. Substitutions are probably his weakest point as a manager. That have shown.
How many times are we going to just like?
He has till the end of the season. How many times?
How many times are we going to pave over the bad decisions from the manager?
No, we're not paving over them. We acknowledge them. But what do you want to do about
the job? And it's mad that he can learn on the job at a club the size of Manchester United. It's been slow progress. You probably would have got faster progress with a different manager, but we tried Van Gaal, we tried Mourinho, and they didn't get us anywhere.
None of them had this squad.
So look,
Collie, the culture.
I know, but the culture is fantastic.
And the squad, and look, it's United now. Like, are the best I've seen them since Ferguson left. Are the best I've seen them since Ferguson left, in all facets of the club, all the way from right through. And I think this is one result with a couple of, how would you say, not great performances in the Premier League as well, I'll admit, which was a bit worrying. I'm just thinking to myself, like, these new players that come in as well, it's going to take a little bit of time to gel these players in together. I do believe that we'll have a good season this year. If we get a trophy or two, it's another successful season for Ole, and he stays in again for next season. Simple as that.
I don't think I'm not arguing with you there, Paddy. I think we are in the best position we have been in years. We have the best squad we've had in years.
And the worst.
But I think an inability to control a game in terms of controlling the pace of the game, controlling where the ball goes, that's a massive weakness in that squad.
Oh, come on. Look. We finished second last year. We beat City after we're on a 20-game unbeaten run.
I'm not arguing with that, but can you not think where we fall down is the ability to control a game the way City would? Do you think United can control the pace of a game?
Yeah, like it depends on. You see, it all depends on what
that was not a confident.
yeah, that's the least confident. Yeah, I've ever heard.
That's probably the most feminine way. Yeah,
I do believe. Yeah, I have every faith in this.
I'll ask you a question, right? I'll ask you a question. Do you think any of your previous managers would have won something with that current team they have? Do you think Mourinho
didn't have this current team last year?
That's out of context.
He's only had this current team 2 games.
I'm asking a question. I just want to know. Do you think
this is not the question section?
So I'm saying, do you think that either of them? So say Mourinho would win anything with this current squad that you have?
The Mourinho that left, no.
So one of the most successful coaches, managers.
The Mourinho that left, no, because the club was in a fucking shambles when he left.
Yeah, but the manager. You have to think about the manager here.
I'm talking about the manager. I'm not talking about his sister.
But then you start talking about the club, how bad the club are.
He's unreal.
He only left the club because the club were in a bad state.
Who, Mourinho?
Yeah. He got sacked or whatever.
Bad. He ruined the squad. He caused cancer in the fucking squad with fucking players not wanting to play for him and all this shit. And he's done it. He's not the only club he's done it with. So,
I know he does it to most clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's 3rd or 4th season.
Done it to Chelsea, done it to Tottenham.
Yeah, well, look, Tottenham, the fucking damage was nearly done there. Right, so score prediction on these, lads. We're going to move on to we're an hour in. Paddy, what do you reckon? Do you reckon you're getting the win on this?
Yeah, I think it'll be 2-1 to United and Fernandes to score first.
Okay. Connor?
I agree with what Walter said earlier. I don't think West Ham have the depth for a Thursday, Sunday ball. I'm going to say 3-1 United. I'm going to go Fernandes.
Okay. Walter?
I'm going to go 2-1 United with Ronaldo to score.
Right. I am going to say 2-0 to United. Don't think they're going to lose this one. I'm going to say...
Which one?
Manchester United. I'm going to say Ronaldo to score because haven't really fancy football. Lads, moving on to the last game of the week. London Derby, 15-4 for Spurs, 3-4 for Chelsea, 13-5 for the draw, 16-30. This is on Sunday. Recovered that one well. 16-30. Connor, what do you think is going to happen here?
Chelsea just look so comfortable, don't they? Apart from that 45 minutes against Liverpool, when it's probably one of the best Liverpool performances I've seen without scoring a goal. Chelsea are down to 10 men, and obviously where the game is as well. Like, it's the defensive display to be able to switch it to go from right where we're in free flowing mode to saying fuck going forward. We're just gonna we're gonna park the bus, and it's gonna be it's gonna be an effective park the bus. It's not gonna be one of these bullshit ones. The fact that they can change that style up as fluently as they did by being a man down, the fact that Lukaku was scoring all types of goals the same way. I think the fear was that he did it at Milan, but it's Serie A, it's an easier league to score in, blah, 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 blah. He's still scoring headers. He's still scoring goals with his back to goal. He's still scoring with balls in behind. Like, he's done that in his first 4 games.
The main thing there for him is he's getting the service. So if he doesn't have the service, he won't score them goals.
But against Senna, he didn't get the service. He got one ball in and he fucking scored.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just referring to the goals.
Yeah, he's not. It's not like he's being overabundant with it. I think if Chelsea are going to fall down that season, I think his supply line is going to be what causes it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to come down to him. But if he keeps going with a chance a goal, and that's how it goes for the season, like he's going to get one chance a game, and if he can keep up 100% score rate from that, like it's gonna be hard to look past him with how good Tuchel is defensively. I think where obviously Chelsea struggled was in that final third. I don't know if he has not the managerial capability. That's the wrong way of saying it, but he doesn't have the same cunning as he does in his defensive third as he does in the final third. Like Guardiola would be the opposite way around. Tuchel is definitely built from the back out. I mean, look at how easy Spurs are turned over against Palace. And I know they were a man down for 35 minutes of the game, but they were turned over so easy with individual chances that I just can't see Chelsea not winning it or not putting Spurs to the sword. So I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea. I'm going to say Lukaku to score. And I don't think it's going to be a 2-0 dominating game. I think Spurs will have the most of the ball, to be honest.
Yeah. Paddy, what do you reckon? What do you make of this one?
Yeah, I thought Spurs were flying at the start of the season. But even before the player got sent off against Crystal Palace, they didn't look too hot now, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go for a Chelsea win. I think it'll be Chelsea. And Nick, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win and Lukaku to score. Yeah.
Okay.
Spurs also drew at Rennes this evening away from home 2-2.
Okay.
Chelsea did?
Spurs. Less recovery time for Spurs. When Chelsea played on Tuesday, they played 2 days later. So win-win for me. Water, what do you think?
I can't really see anything past Chelsea win.
Sorry, I am loving all this fucking praise Chelsea again because there's been so much fucking bullshit I receive from you, and it's just to hear you just talking so well of Chelsea just makes me happy.
Do you not see now how deserved the bullshit talk was? Like, it was. No, but like this time last year we were slating the manager because the manager was wrong in the team that he was playing.
You're not wearing a Chelsea jersey today, Collie.
So far, the manager is right.
I can't argue.
Yeah, so like I'm not fucking chatting shit about Chelsea. I'm saying if they play well, they stay well, and the manager is making a mistake, which I thought Frank did last year, but playing too defensively. Well, then we're gonna say it.
He built the squad. I mean, he built the team.
And rock and roll.
He wasn't successful with that team.
Well, I mean, got the Champions League, which we won. Did the season before? Got the Champions League. We
got to the last 16.
Sorry, Warren. I rudely interrupted you because I was so happy about all the praise that Chelsea received. Give me some more, please.
Well, I'm going to revert back because you were such an absolute dickhead about that. So I can see nothing but a Tottenham win here. They're going to pull out of the bag somehow because it's the derby. I'm going to go with 3-1 Chelsea. I'm going to Kane to score first.
It's a thing of beauty, lads. I've gone with a Chelsea win as well. I've never been as confident in a Chelsea team as I probably have now. I'm just loving the style they're playing, loving the way they're playing. I'm loving it even from the defensive point of view. Everyone talks about the attacking, the fucking flair and all that shit. I just love solid defending, and one of the most underrated defenders in the league, Rudiger, is just like he's an absolute beast. So I think.
How come you don't give him a new contract?
No, he'll get it. Don't worry, he'll get it. There's absolutely zero chance. There's no chance.
Another club.
No,
they're trying to get rid of him in the summer, weren't they?
No. Yeah, no. It was talk about him wanting to go, but Tuchel came in, so he's happy. Lads, again, it's not having a dig at you, but I just thought before this, United and Liverpool fans just did not watch Chelsea enough to have a valid opinion. I think now teams are starting to watch them and starting to take notice. And
Paddy's gone into OBS because he's fed up with the bullshit.
His board just fried there. Lads, sorry, I've skipped over a load of comments from Shane here, so we're gonna run through a few of them here. Townsend goal was a Connor Sparwell special. You gonna take that one, Connor? I'm not gonna call him bullshit on that one. I've clipped it, so you assume he's talking about something that didn't happen. We're definitely related. Salty much. West Ham are winning 2-0 against United, and successful year? ? He's never had a successful year. Another successful year. Sorry, classic. Is Connor sponsored by Murray? Connor, can you confirm or deny that?
I mean, I'm open to partnerships,
sponsorship deals
with anybody. Like that's just how I'm already. Any alcoholic beverage, I will drink on this podcast.
I will drink if it's free.
Are you gonna get the new Guinness Nitro thing?
No, they're like sold out everywhere, and people are going mad for it. Just like walk down the road and go to the pub. Like I don't understand. Like we're not in the height of lockdown. Everywhere is not closed.
100% should have released that over a year ago.
Absolutely.
Oh, like it would have made It would have made an absolute. It's still going to make a fortune anyway. But like, just go to the pub, go to the local, get a point. Yeah. Like, I don't understand what the problem is.
25 quid a pop, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, and then it's 15 quid for 6 cans.
Is that good? I don't know if that's good or not.
No.
Is it not? No.
No, you get 8 for 15 or 8 for 14 usually. So.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, so it's a fucking money thing, lads. Sorry, I'm gonna say a 2-1 win for Chelsea, and I'm gonna say Mason Mount to score the winner. Right, lads, that's us done on the fixtures. So, yeah, that was a wild one. Sorry, I know we looked at it earlier, that video, and I made a balls of it, but I believe I've got this sorted here now, so I can actually probably show this again. So
here we
you can unmute yourselves, and because it'll go into mute as soon as I play this. So Paddy, you can talk over if you want, or we can just watch it and then we can have a chat about it at the end.
Paddy talks in the video enough. I think he's all right.
Okay. I
squeal a lot.
Here is the podcast man and Paddy Jr. watching their first match.
What do you think of that? Come on.
It's class. that played through well, did it?
Yeah, look good, yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, look at the keeper.
Just have to criticise the football. I'm sorry. Right, lads, we're moving on to the next thing. So here it is.
Your favourite bit.
Yeah. Paddy's gone. Paddy's favourite part of the show, lads. We are in the fashion show, lads. Welcome to the house of fashion. This week we're looking at Brighton, lads, and we've got some saucy kits for us. This is their home kit. So we're going to be rating these out of 10. We'll create some sort of little league when I have fucking half an hour.
Something like this week.
Yeah, it won't be this week.
We'll give that job to Paddy because he loves this section so much.
Yeah. Right, we're going
Collie, I'm going to say first, since we're on fashion right now, I know that you have the buttons on your jersey. You kind of look like old school Patrick Vieira, like you have a little bit of Vicks rubbed in your chest.
Me?
Yeah, the buttons look like a little bit like a wet patch.
Oh, right, okay.
That's rubbing a bit of Vicks on your chest.
I don't know. Right, lads, home kit for Brighton. Paddy, we're going to come to you because we know you love this section and you love just talking about kits and the fashion. So, I mean, you can either just hate it every week or get on board. I mean, it's up to you. Like, it's entirely up to you because this ain't going nowhere. This is the most popular part of the show, and people just like keep texting me, asking me for more. So, what do you think of this kit?
I don't like it.
What?
What a day!
What a day!
Yeah, no.
Talking about this kit.
What's that on a board? Is it on the crest?
The gold.
Seagull. Oh, jeez. There's lots of animals on the crest, isn't there?
There is.
What did we have last week? A wasp or a bee?
There's a bee.
Yeah, it's very blue and white. It's 4.2.
4.2. Shocking score. What do you think?
That's a solid jersey. You'd wear that to the pub, like.
Oh yeah.
For an different jersey, you'd definitely wear that to the pub.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't because I'm supporting the team in the league, but
but you know these people, you know the people you see in the pub with just a mad jersey. You're like, where the fuck did you get that jersey?
Yeah,
you know the way. But then there's some really nice ones.
There's a lot of kind of Brazilian kind of jerseys and stuff like that I say that are class, like are the Argentinian ones, like they're deadly, like not the country, but like Flamingo or something like that.
Or the Boca
Or
Juniors.
something.
Yeah, you always see a Boca Juniors one floating around.
Yeah, they come out with some good ones. So what are you a fan of this one, War?
Oh yeah, I like that. I like blue jerseys anyway, for whatever reason.
All right. That's weird.
I'm going to give
That's
that.
weird for me, a United fan.
Yeah, it's so weird, isn't it?
We do have a blue jersey.
Yeah.
I do have a blue jersey.
2 of them actually.
I'm going to give that a solid 7 out of 10.
That's a rookie number. It's a rookie score. Connor, what do you think?
Big fan. I like the blue, the white, the stripes. The V-neck from Nike are always unbelievable. I'm a big fan of the gold trim as well.
Yeah,
the gold accents on it. The thing that's letting it down for me at the moment is the fact that the American Express logo is in a different shade of blue to the rest of the jersey.
Yeah.
I only noticed that now.
I'm not liking that. Other than that, the jersey is absolutely mint. The background of the logo of the badge is the same blue as the rest of it, except that American logo jersey. So
yeah,
I mean, it was going to be high 8s. I'm going to have to go to 7.5 because of the American Express.
Yeah, I'm up in the 7s with you here on this one.
I literally said 7 rookie numbers. That's a rookie number.
Yeah,
Connor said
7.5.
You said 7.0. We want 7 points. We don't want no round numbers.
I love 7 points.
7 points.
Yeah, I love 7 points right now. I'm in the 7s. I'm not saying I'm giving it a 7, but I'm going to be a 7 point something. We just haven't decided yet. So I'm going to say a 7.3 on this one. I'm a big fan. Again, I don't really mind that too much. The color in the middle, I don't mind it too much. I'm a big fan of the Nike kind of symbol there. I like the way they have that gold. So I've got the gold tick. I like that. Again, I like the gold trim. I do like it. It's a 7.3. Shane has come in with saying Crumlin United. That's
why
back on war we're short football.
I thought they were full.
Beat Jews plenty of times in football, Connor. Knocked us out of that quarter final, I remember, on penalties.
Yeah, when I was at Temple Oak, that was with Marion.
Hold on a second.
Not Marion.
Yeah, Marion.
Fair time.
Hold on a second, lads. We have the away kit here, lads.
This is the shambles now.
Big fan. I'm a big fan of this one. Looks like a keeper's jersey. Paddy, what do you think of this one? Like the colours?
7.
Oh, that's a big score from Paddy.
Big score. So he likes this one.
He's impressed.
This one.
Give us our
scores, though, okay? I'm just giving scores.
It must match the colour of his missus' eyes or something, doesn't it?
He loves it.
I'm not talking about it.
Look at him. He loves it.
I know what I'm getting him for Christmas.
Yeah. What do you think? Are you a fan of the colours?
No, it reminds me of the Chelsea jersey for some reason, so I'm actually not a big fan of it.
Okay.
I do like the crest, though. The black and white crest on Brighton's is really nice, actually. They should just do a white jersey of that, and that would be nice.
Where'd you ever see a
plain white?
Seagull,
well, you never know.
well, okay. What score are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a solid 6.
Again, rookie numbers. Connor, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a massive jersey. I agree with Water. I love it when a club does like a change on the badge for their away jersey. So it's not just like a standard badge that's sticking out like and it looks shy. They change the colour scheme on it. Class. It matches up now with the American Express, which I appreciate. It's black as well.
What about this design on the arm?
And that is one of I love jerseys that have a different arm to it. So like
it's almost like a circuit board, isn't it?
Yeah, well, something like the old Liverpool Warrior stuff used to be like that. And they're like my favourite Liverpool jerseys. They're going to a bit shit now because Nike aren't doing this for Liverpool. They're doing epoxy jerseys. But they're doing this good stuff for Brighton. And I'm a big fan. And I'm going to go higher than the home jersey. And I'm going to go 7.95. It's not quite an 8, but it's getting there.
Double digits. I'm agreeing all day with that. I think it's better than the home jersey. Big fan of the colour. Big fan of the design on the arms. Big fan of the neck. Love the crest. I'm gonna go
Like here's one for you,
7.9.
Collie. Can you just picture big Shane Duffy in that?
Oh yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, banging a header in.
Oh, Paddy's impressed with that now. He's very eagle-eyed on it now.
I'm going 7.9 on this one, lads. Big fan of this one. I think that's probably the highest rated jersey so far. Third kit, lads. Paddy, what do you think? Give it a sec. Don't know about this one now.
It's not as bad as Liverpool's yellow jersey, but
Yeah.
not great.
What are you giving it?
4.
Or more?
3. That's a very rotten looking yellow, I have to say.
Connor?
Yeah, yellow and blue give me Manortown vibes anytime I see it. Fucking Manortown Celtic. Fuck that shower of bastards.
If there's any Manchester players watching, we do apologise.
No, there's not. No, there's not. They don't have the.
I gotta clip this.
Are they even a club anymore?
Manchester in it.
Yeah,
Manchester,
they
we
have a
love you.
senior team now.
Do they? Jesus.
I'm 100% clipping.
It was a Crumlin away jersey as well. Was always yellow and blue. Dirt jersey.
Oh, yeah.
They had it for probably about 2 years.
The senior team still have a yellow and blue away jersey.
That's probably because they're poor now.
It's
Robbie
not
Keane's
great.
retired now. I'm not getting any more transfer money.
I like the neck on it though. I do like the neck on it. The high white, the high yellow neck. I like that. The rest of it is like average. I'm gonna go 5.1.
Yeah, I'm not far off that. Again, it looks fucking better on the screen and what you are looking at than what I'm actually looking at here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Not the worst yellow jersey I've ever seen in my life. I don't mind the yellow and the blue together. Again, they've kind of come in with the different color blue in the middle as to the arms, so kind of annoys me. I'm gonna go 5.4 on this one. I don't think it's awful, but 5.4 for that one. Right, lads, that's it. Fashion show has ended. It's been emotional. Next week we will be looking at Burnley's kits. Some stinkers. So, lads, we're going to move on to the last part of the show, which is the betting. Lads, have you done any bets for me? Paddy, I'm not sure. Have you done your 10 to 1,000 challenge? I presume we're starting again.
No, we'll do it closer to the weekend.
And we have no progress on that, I believe, have we not?
No.
I'm failing miserably also at that. I haven't also done mine, but I have other ones done out. So, Connor, have you any done for me?
I've got no bets done, but what I do have is 10 seconds of crypto for you.
Oh, hold on a second. Whoa.
No, there's no need. It's like 10 seconds worth. It's 10 seconds worth. So,
don't you dare try to talk about crypto on this fucking podcast without hearing that.
During the week, there was a fake tweet went out. Someone hacked Walmart's Twitter and put out a tweet saying that Walmart were going to accept Litecoin as payment. Litecoin jumped by 45% in value after the announcement went out. And then 15 minutes later, Walmart deleted the tweet and then came on and said our Twitter was hacked. And someone just came in and posted this. And it turned out that there was 1.5 million worth of Litecoin sold within that 15 minutes. So somebody is smart enough to go on, say, well, we're going to accept it to increase the value of it, then sell 1.5 million worth, which actually went for nearly 4 million in the end, quadruple their money by just hacking Twitter. So it shows you how volatile it can be. Since then, it has dropped by like 25% because people are obviously terrified. But yeah, keep an eye out. If you do see any mad tweets going around, sell your crypto. If it's mentioning it, just sell it because it's going to jump and it's going to fall back down straight away.
Yeah. What have you any done for me?
No, but there's a Sky Bet special here. Is Bamford to have 1+ shot on target, and it's 1-1.
Even
So-
okay, nice. I think you might have a maximum stake of I think 11 or 12 euro on that. So easy money.
Yeah, maximum stake is £10. It's saying.
Yeah,
And then there's another one which is 22-1. Bamford to score 5+ corners in each half, and Matt Ritchie to be carded.
Not bad one, yeah. That's not bad
Richie.
one. Right, lads, I have a couple that I'm just going to try out there. So I stuck a euro on all my predictions for this week. So I've done the draw with Newcastle, Leeds, gone Wolves, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, draw with Norwich and Watford, Everton to win, Leicester, United, and Chelsea. So that €1 will get you back €1,472 and 2 cents.
And 2 cents. I was going to say, don't forget.
Right, lads, I've done a ninefold. A fiver on, I'll get you back 533 to 1. So I've gone with Wolves to beat Brentford, gone with Liverpool to beat Palace, City to beat Southampton, Fulham to beat Reading, Bolton to beat Rotherham, who I think are a big price at 17-10, Sunderland to beat Fleetwood at 21-20, Carlisle to beat Scunthorpe, Colchester again at a big price at evens to beat Crawley, and Notts County to beat Maidenhead at 47. So again, fiver will get you back €533 and 20 cents. Lads, have done 4 draws, 2 squids on. Norwich and Watford to draw, Cardiff and Bournemouth to draw, Cheltenham and Old Oxford to draw, Port Vale and Harrogate to score. So 2 squids will get you back €222 and 81 cents. And then I've done a final one, lads. I've gone with Fulham to beat Reading, QPR to beat Bristol City, Sheffield Wednesday to beat Shrewsbury, Portsmouth to beat Cambridge, Bradford to beat Barrow, Exeter to beat Sutton, Colchester to beat Crawley, Rochdale to beat Mansfield, Notts County to beat Maidenhead. So, lads, €2 will get you back just under 600 quid on that one. So that is all I've got. The rest of them are all team predictions. Lads, that's all we've got time for this week. It's been emotional.
Under an hour again.
Yeah, look, we tried our best. It's hard to when
Paddy
gets offended about
the question section from Paddy.
When Paddy
starts throwing, we can't hold him back.
I think next week, lads, we will take up the talk on Ollie. Just see how he gets on the weekend, then we'll judge him. We'll give him another game, maybe.
No, I'll judge him at the end of the season.
If he wins, you won't say anything.
Oh, he won't make the end of the season, Paddy.
All right.
What if he loses the next 8 games in a row?
Oh, fuck off. Then he's sack him if he loses the next 8 games in a row.
Paddy's Ollie out. You heard it here.
Ollie out. Paddy said Ollie out. I'm just going to clip
it.
that. So I'm just going to say, what if he loses and then like the next game? And then he'd be like, well, you sack him. clip it all down. Lads, we're leaving it at that. Nice for coming on. Water.
No worries.
Connor.
Sound lad.
And Paddy.
And all we trust.
And again, Paddy is doing his own podcast as well, The Podcast Man, available on all your usual platforms. So make sure you check out Paddy as well.
The Ollie man.
The Ollie man. Yeah. Maybe you could talk about Ollie on that, about how great he is. You don't get enough time to talk about how good he is on this.
It's about skateboarding.
Lads, we are going to be back here at the same time next week at the same place, but I will not be here. So one of the lads may be taking over the show, so you might enjoy it a bit more. So look, we will talk to everybody next week.